this is the biggest breather you guys have had since training camp. So what kind of an opportunity do you think this is? Like, what are you looking to accomplish in these days?
Good question. I think a lot of it is probably to do with recovery. And, today was a work day, but, we got another tough week next week. So good time to just, get healthy, get rested. I think it's been a long few weeks, especially the road trip and stuff. So get home, get reaccustomed. Good to have a good work day today, get in the gym and stuff like that, feel good and freshen up and sharpen some things up on the ice too. So it's nice. I think, like you said, it's been a tough stretch. And when you're in the midst of it, you don't really think about, the challenge it faces you. But then when you have a few days off, you realize, I slept pretty good the last few nights. I needed that sleep. So, it's just about taking care of yourself, be a professional, and we got great staff, and we've been on the right track trying to get geared up, ready to go again for next week.
Are you puzzled by the way that you guys can play with the lead in a couple of these last few games?
Yeah, it's definitely something we have to address. There's no doubt. To say there isn't is just lying. So I think Mika said a good last game. I think it's human nature to have that in the back of your mind, and then they score 20 seconds in the period. So you're kind of like, oh, here we go. But, the bright side is we won the game. I think the last two times we blew the lead, no matter how many goals it was, and we found a way to get it done against a good team. I think it's part of the evolution. I think we're trying to still grow into what we think we can be, and I think that's part of it, learning how to win games in all situations. I think we've come from behind once or twice, but I think we need to learn how to hold those leads because, we play good in those third periods in Vancouver and Edmonton. That's a pretty nice road trip we had ourselves. So, those are points that we got to learn from for sure. We got one, which is important, but no doubt that that's something we've talked about, we have to address. And I think a great opportunity, honestly, though. I think it's a good chance for us to grow. A little adversity is a good thing, and I think it's a good time to face it now.
You talk about growing, and as a leadership group in particular, sort of the mood right now. You look at the record, it looks good, but Coach said after the last game he wasn't pleased with it. Do you feel like you guys need to attack that with urgency right now, or what's sort of the mood on where you guys are at?
Good question. I think it's a little bit of both. I think we have to have some urgency. We want to play better. At the same time, with the challenges we've had with the schedule and stuff like that, and a new coach and this and that, I think 7-3-3 is not bad. I think we're happy with that. So the good thing is we're a very committed group to learning, very receptive. We did, when we talk about things, the guys have a great response. I think whether it's with the team or the coaches, and I think it's all positive. Honestly, I think it's all about learning and learning how to win those games and be better. And I think we've done a great job of that, and we just got to continue to build.
Is it kind of a strange situation? It feels like you guys are almost been apologizing for having a pretty decent record so far, just because of the way you played. You just have to remind yourselves it's all about getting the points and trying to get in the playoffs?
Yeah, yes and no. I think there's definitely, I think the game in Seattle was, we didn't play a good game at all, and then the bus was really quiet, the plane was quiet, and I think that's a great sign. I think that's a sign that we're a team that understands what we can be and what we need to be and what's acceptable and what's not. And, it's obviously nice when you do get those wins, but we know what it takes to win every night and what it's going to take down the stretch and if we want to be a good team. So I think it's a fine line of recognizing that, yes, you want to get those points and build them up and make the playoffs, but I also think that we've got a great recognition of what we need to do. And I think that game was really telling for me just because, we won the game and we had a 6-hour flight, blah, 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 but it was really somber after the game, and I think guys were pissed off, and we know we could be better, and that's a good sign for our team, I think. So it's a process, it's learning, it's building. Like I said, a little bit cliche, but that's the direction we have to take. And if we want to get to where we want to be, we got to learn from these things.
You said before that Gallant's system is pretty simple, but is there something to adjusting to the new coach, and you guys still sort of working on implementing everything that he wants you to do?
Of course, yeah, of course. But I think it's also, you could point to system a lot, but I think a lot of times there's individual errors in those systems and some mind blanks or whatever you want to call it, where guys just lose coverage or whatever, makes a mistake, and that's not really system stuff. That's just individual stuff. That's just being ready to play and compete and win your battles and earn your space on the ice. And everyone makes those mistakes, but it's just about every guy going out there, especially in the third period, and just being confident, doing your job, keeping it simple, getting the pucks in and out, and I think we've shown that. We played some good teams, and we had after 40 minutes, we're really happy with where we're at. So it's not a mystery what it takes to be successful. It's just about completing it and playing confident and doing it for 60 minutes. And that's something I think a lot of teams go through, and I think we're no different.
It looked like today the emphasis was shooting a lot, getting to the slot, like kind of creating those high danger opportunities?
Yeah, I think that's definitely something. We want to shoot the puck more. It's no surprise. I think we've always said that. But I think for us too, like I said, it's more of a mindset. I think it's just a matter of sticking with what makes us successful and doing it for 60 minutes. And you can point to this or that, but at the end of the day, we've shown we can do it. It's just about putting it together for the full 60.
I apologize if this was
No worries.
came a little late, but Igor got run over a couple times during the game. I'm just curious what you thought about that and the team's response to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think maybe the first goal that they had could have been challenged, but I think at the same time, like, we're a little bit of a delicate team in the third period, the last few games, and we trust ourselves 5-on-5, and I think that's what he went with, and I don't really disagree. I mean, you challenge that play and you take a penalty, and a minute in it could be 4-2, and then all of a sudden, so I don't mind it. But as for the other one, I think, I think a few guys had some words for, I think it was Duclair when he went by the bench, but I mean, I thought our bottom six was really physical. I mean, you can't just chase around a skill guy like to fight. He's not going to fight anyone. I mean, Revo was yelling at him and a few guys, so there's only so much you can do. But I mean, I think we've taken matters in our own hands and being physical. I've heard from a few people around the league that they think we're harder to play against, and they felt that. So I mean, that's a good sign, and I don't mind our response. I mean, it's not always about going out and fighting a guy, especially a guy like Duclair. I don't think he's gonna drop the gloves, but I don't think he meant to hurt anybody. But we obviously got to watch out for our goalie for sure.